hills and build them high. Makes a long time climbing before I die. I want the chance to spit in his eye. Well, they gave me bars, but I can see between to a dusty yard and a long gone green. They call that freedom, if you know what I mean. And I dry my sorrows, but the whiskey's gone. I'm sober as good.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Shortbangers. I'm back with Colin tonight. Colin's just us. How are you doing?
I'm good, mate. Well, I'm better than I was last night.
Aye, we'll not talk about that.
No.
Because we've just spent 40 minutes talking about
This
it.
is not a football podcast.
Right. Hey, John tonight as well. He's patch has obviously got a better offer, huh? So you'll tune in though. So hiya, John, if you're listening. Right, we'll get some time on the clock. We'll get some questions in. We'll just dive straight in it. Colin. First one's from Mike. Mike came on Quick Bang. If anybody's watched Quick Bang for last night, you will notice for maybe 30 seconds, Mike made an appearance. First is Homer Simpson and his truck, and then it's Mike, and then Homer Simpson, his truck, and then away again. And he had to charge his iPad. So come on next time, Mike.
We had just put it, didn't you? Because I was talking and he thought, fuck
that. That's why I was close to signing off. Right, anyway, Mike's with the first question tonight. He says, I've been quiet for a while on Short Bangers. However, I have two questions. Number one, how do dragons blow out candles? And second question, if you sit in the toilet at 23:59 and poo, is it the same shit, different day? Great podcast last night. Joe Newell was brilliant. Joe Newell was brilliant when he was on. So if you've not listened, I'll go back and listen to him Monday night's Longbangers. Right, first of all, how do dragons blow out candles?
Well, do they? I think they probably don't. But
have you ever been at a dragon's birthday party?
No yet.
No
yet.
Aye, they can. Fucking.
They must breathe still, right? They don't always breathe fire. They don't just turn the fire on when they're angry.
Aye, well, that's what they did in Game of Thrones, wasn't it? It was like they chose when to do it. So, and they're quite big things. So maybe just its natural exhale.
Maybe
the fire would do it.
Blow it through their nose, and the fire comes out through their mouth or something.
Aye, we'll go with that. And same shit, different day. I think there's any argument there, is it?
No, it's literal. That's correct.
My dog, I think I put this on Twitter. Took my dog out the back garden for a shite earlier on, and he laid it right on top of a snail. Like fucking with perfect aim, just like it was a proper.
Terrible.
So
snail couldn't get away. Snail's like a try crawl away.
Oh, it was a slug. Sorry, it was a slug. So basically, what I thought is it's turned into like a snail with a kind of a literal shit house, isn't it? Do you know, like just got a load of shite in its back. And then I thought if I'd been more aware of my surroundings at the time and rather than just the amazement at it happening, I think if I'd listened carefully, you might have heard, you forgot the Kling film.
You listen back a couple of episodes if somebody's jumped into that one.
But a decent name. And then I thought, how am I going to pick that up without picking up the snail?
Pick it up, chuck it in the bag.
So I thought I'll let the snail get away. I wonder what was going through the snail's mind when that was happening. It's maybe clocked it and gone, oh, fucking dinny. Because no, like a snail can't get a quick getaway, can it? It's just like an air of inevitability about it. It's like, oh, fucking hell. Did you know it'd be a seagull coming to eat me or something like that? Doug's no bothered, he just shat. Right, this goes through. Why do animals have only two genders?
Oh, that's evolution. That's still to come, I reckon. That's doing the track for
them
once they. Aye, it's just they're not far ahead yet. What do you think?
Well, evolution's definitely one thing, and they didn't have the, as far as I know, the mental capacity to choose what gender they are. I'm not
getting into this. This is territory.
Cancellation territory.
It is. And I get it's bad enough in the house when I talk to my daughters about it because they're all like much like teenagers and that. They're all totally up to date with all the latest.
The terms and everything. But I think if it comes to the fact that they kind of tell you, but maybe in their own wee societies they might have. I think if they have trans animals, maybe there are some that just adopt the role of what the other gender normally does.
Yeah.
I think.
Do you get gay animals?
Yeah.
You do?
Well, I'm saying you've seen the Ricky Gervais stand-up, with animals,
Aye.
and he
Yeah.
goes through the book, kind of pointing out, but he said it was illustrations rather than photos. So basically, it's because somebody's
Remember.
drawn them gay, doesn't he? So he's like, it's really funny. There's somebody's drawn two hedgehogs shagging, I think, too. Okay, one of them doesn't look too impressed with it, so you're not convinced actually, even if they're both gay, or if it's just one that's kind of taking advantage of the other one. Dolphins. There was gay dolphins in the book as well.
Hmm.
I would imagine there must be.
I've
Why
got
would there
book.
not be? Well, what did the book was called? It was Gay Animals. Or Did You Know Animals Were Gay? Something like that. But we talked about it with guinea pigs. Guinea pigs were, I think, bisexual. I think they would just, they weren't fussy. Guinea pigs would just hump anything. Aye.
No, it's interesting.
Text David Attenborough on 80295.
Aye.
I just say, do you get gay animals? And sure he'll
This will be a
reply.
topic on Off the Ball. I was saying that to you the other day. This will definitely make Off the Ball, like Video Plus did last week.
Aye,
I was listening to Off the Ball today, and they were talking about Video Plus. What was it called? What was it for? How did it work? And I thought, fuck's sake, it's taking that straight off your agenda for last week.
Aye. Right, the Hibs Class podcast said, what is the order in which you put cereal and milk into the bowl? Is it cereal first or milk first? And they said there's only one proper answer.
Aye, cereal first, isn't it?
Aye.
I've never known anybody put milk in first.
Why would you care how much milk to put in based on how much cereal was going in? Because if you overdo the milk, you're not getting enough cereal, and that's going to be a disappointing breakfast.
I take it that is the only one correct answer, though. Is he confirmed what the correct
Well,
answer is?
there was he never replied, but Andy tweeted, says, and if you put milk in first, what prison would be extreme enough for that kind of sorcery? So I think cereal and milk is the only correct answer here.
Aye, it is. I've never ever known anybody. I've never seen anybody do that. In numerous hotels, the buffet, but I've never seen anybody put milk in a bowl before they put their Weetabix in or their cornflakes in. Just doesn't happen.
Weetabix would be a real bad one to do it though, because you could pretend it was like a wee boat, kind of like a wee raft, just going in and see how quick it sank. Fuck knows why you wanted to do that. Actually, kind of the idea seemed good at the time, but now I'm thinking about it, I go, that'd be fucking shite.
It'd be aye.
Right, next one comes from Fattest Bickus. Our friend Alex says, if you receive a letter through the post and it says on the envelope, this is not a circular, should I have a wee line underneath it saying, this is a rectangular?
Yeah, probably should. Or they could just say this is not a circular and just say this is rectangular. Safe to say,
I never trust it anyway. See, when you see it, you go, fucking you're saying that, but it probably is still shite that you're about to open. This goes through us, and also why can't the postie just give these straight to the bucket man and save us the hassle?
I know, but they would get in trouble. That's why they would get sacked, because they're.
Aye.
Only if they go. Farm Foods one's in almost once a week. Like, fuck's sake. Don't even know where the closest Farm Foods is.
Pizza Hut and that still sending them out. And you think, fuck, everybody surely just use the app. Do you know, like you just go on your phone and order it if you were going to do it. Because you used to keep them in a drawer, like years back, you would have
pinned up on a board or something.
Aye, put them in a drawer or pinned up in case you needed the vouchers off them and that, or keep a menu. Everybody would keep menus for places if they came through the door, in case they came in handy.
I've got one still. I've still only got one now, a Chinese one, because they're not always on just eating that. So around this way they're not, certainly. So I keep that one. That's the only one I've got. But like all the Domino's ones and that come in through the post, they go straight for the letterbox, straight to the back door to the blue bin. See, waste of time, money.
See the language, Just Eat, right? You talk about missed opportunities and things. So Jen will verify this if you ever ask her. Ages before that came out, I says, see if I could get out of it. That is what I would design. Like someone that just, you went online, because she hates phoning. I think I have the same in your house. If you're going to get a takeaway with that, you're the one that needs to phone.
Just anything. Car insurance, home insurance. Oh yeah.
You phone, right? That's the way it goes. Right, that's what I'm saying. In the animal kingdom, maybe there is like a wee female chimpanzee that goes, I'll phone. Right? So that's why I says there was a pain in the arse. Nobody likes phoning, because it's not like you go, oh yes, thanks for letting me phone the Chinese so I could order it. You go, fucking pain in the arse, but I better do it, otherwise it's not happening. And I had the idea to say that you should just go and do it, and you could put offers on for the restaurants and like all these kind of things and get it delivered to them, to the customers. and then obviously didn't care how to go about doing it. And then a few months later, Cunts were on Dragon's Den, then something similar.
They would
I
have
was
it
like,
already.
fuck's sake.
There's now the one that you see on the telly that you can, I can't remember what one it is, but you can order for different places. Kind of if your family's a real pain in the arse. And
Aye, like a group order.
think, no, we're getting a fucking pizza. Nah, I didn't want a pizza. I want a KFC.
My house is like that.
Just say, do you know, just tell it fuck off and just we're getting a pizza tonight.
Well,
that's it.
Sometimes we do that, and then other times you're like, it's not worth the fight, so you just go, all right, fair enough.
At my house, you're getting a pizza, you're getting a fuck all. What would you prefer?
Aye,
and then you normally win. The pizza wins usually.
Aye, with that choice.
Aye.
It is. Right, Charlie B says, correct way to drink coffee. There's only one correct answer.
Aye, it's through your mouth, eh?
Well, that's I would do a mug and then through your mouth. I think it was been, how do you have your coffee?
Oh, I like milk, coffee with milk, or a latte. I've got an espresso machine, and it does the frother. What's it? The Aerochino.
Aerochino, aye.
The wee cube cylinder sort of thing.
Aye, we've just ordered one of them because I kind of about you with an espresso. I always find the coffee's not hot enough.
It's not meant to be though. It's not meant to be.
It's not meant to be boiling, but especially if you put milk in it. Like if you've not got the frother.
Aye.
So what we started having to warm up the milk. Yeah. Otherwise, you just end up a cold cup of coffee. I have my coffee dead sweet. I probably have folk fucking screaming at us for how I have my coffee. I just pile the sugar in and fucking.
I know. I've been with you for a coffee. Aye. I know. And it's like, how many coffees you want? I'll take the 4 and I think you've got to have 2 each. It's like, no, it's off for that.
Aye, it's off for me. They're only the sachets are half a teaspoon though. Did you get
That's
that?
what my wife says. She says that they're only wee though. I need double the amount.
Aye, they're only half a teaspoon. I'm bad for it, but I always said I'm not a big coffee drinker. Like I like a coffee if you've got to Costa's or something like that. You get a latte. I wouldn't be bothered with a wee espresso or fuck all like that. I think it's a fucking waste of time. But folk who like it, do like it. But I'd have a big coffee and then you sit and have a chat with somebody. But when they see if I'm flagging in the middle of the day, if something's like they get sleep or whatever, and you're flagging, like the day I had it, panned a cup of coffee, loads of sugar in it, really strong coffee, just an instant one, and tanned that, shut my eyes for 10 minutes and see when I woke up. I was like, fucking bang, right as rain. There's a wee tip if you're flagging. If you do, obviously it helps with working from home. You can take a 10-minute break at your work if you whatever. So that's my
trade secrets away. 10-minute breaks during the middle of the day.
Aye.
No, that Aerochino thing's good though. The only thing I didn't like about it is you can't put an awful lot of milk in it. Like there's enough for a wee coffee mug.
Aye.
But no, like you can't. I'll make loads and all.
Aye, you do one at a time.
Aye, I'm going to make 2 cups of coffee. You need to do the milk individually almost. It's just a bit of pain in the arse.
My favourite thing about
spun at the top.
Favourite thing about an espresso machine is when you open the top and the wee capsule pings back into the bin. If your one does that,
mine's just go straight down.
The one says the capsule goes in the front. So, when you open the lid to put the next one in, it's a wee mechanism just kind of flips it. It's cool.
Do we get free espresso if we talk about them for any longer than?
They can.
We'll send some pods. Send the podcast and see if we get some pods.
If Sir John Espresso's listening, we've got the bigger ones. I can't remember what that's called. The Fructual or something like that. Bigger ones. Anyway, Charlie says, spoiler, it's black with no sugar.
Oh, is it?
Anyway, that's. Charlie's next question is, what did Oasis actually mean with the song? Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean? What did that actually mean? I'm trying to think of what the words were here. What were they singing about again? That was the one with the helicopters and that in the video.
It's a cool video, eh?
Was that? I don't know if this is what I meant, but this is one where they fired in a few of the Beatles song titles, eh?
I think they did. The Fool, they had like Fool on the Hill and all that. Aye.
And I Feel Fine. Fool on the Hill and I Feel Fine. That was one of the lines of that.
Aye.
Can't remember any others. That's the only line I can remember now. But maybe that's what they meant. Do you know what I mean? I'm talking to the Beatles again.
They quite like the Beatles, eh? The Oasis. Charles also said the Stone Roses sang a song called She Bangs the Drums. Who is she? So Sally Cinnamon was what they suggested, and then that Sally might also be Who Was Waiting and Don't Look Back in Anger.
Same Sally.
If we start to join all the dots here.
Must be a good rhyming word.
Strap-on Sally was in the Seahorses, wasn't it? The Strap-on
Aye.
Sally chased in the alley.
Mind they were good for that one album, or the two songs off that one album.
Aye. I never took to the singer. The Love Is the Law, that was the first single that came out. I was in Manchester working for McDonald's doing my training. Mind, I think I spoke about that week away that I had. We were on the bus either gone to or coming back for fucking the training centre, hung over to fucking the DJ introduced it. They were premiering it on the radio. And I ended up in the Hacienda that night. It was a fucking good night. Fucking munged was. Ewan Mackley said some places now provide a wee area for naps at work. In a similar vein, do you think a sanctioned work wank could cure the productivity problem in the UK?
Hey, that's what folk have been doing when they've been working from home for the last 2 years.
I bet that's gone up massively. Like the amount of folk who have had an on the clock tug.
Imagine if folk are back in the office, they're thinking, "Fuck, I'm looking for a wank."
What am I going to do? Okay, folk just sneaking off to the cubicles. Perfect if you're reading this shite. Have you ever seen the Big Train with Simon Pegg in that? It was a sketch show, and they did a sketch where basically, so it's in an office, and the boss comes in and says, "Listen, they've got like an announcement to make. We've had a couple of complaints, and I'm afraid the wanking at work has got to stop." And they're all like, "Oh, for fuck's sake, you know that makes us more productive, and we're always at our best when we're allowed to wank at work." And so my buddy said, "Yeah, I come to work. Some of it might be for the pay, might be for the benefits, but mostly it's for the wanking." And they just have this big debate. It's like if you've ever had like a vending machine getting taken away or something, and then you see the conversation that it's like that conversation, but not being allowed to wank. And then right at the end, he says, "Right, well that's the end of it anyway." And he's about to shut the door, and there's a boy just standing behind the seat. And he's like, "Have you heard a word of it?" And he's like, "What?" It's on YouTube. You should go and watch it. It's funny as anything. There's where the fuck did I see this? Was it on Top Flight Time Machine? They were talking about it. There's a business that have, it's like policy. They're given wank breaks, pretty much. Wank breaks. The fuck did I see this? Maybe I've imagined it. Imagine it's just like I've gone, "Oh, that would be a good idea." Like Just Eat. There is fucking hell, where was it? Probably Holland, right? That's where all these kind of ideas come up with. But the person had said that like all the staff they would take like a 20-minute wank break.
Fucking 20 minutes.
Okay,
Fucking hell. I'm not doing it right.
Maybe it was the 20 minutes, but they were like a wank break every day. And the idea was that folk who did it were more productive, or they can.
Mentally. Where I worked, the office I was last in before we got sent to work from home 18 months ago or whatever, they had a room, a quiet room, with all nice cushions and bean bags and all that, and you couldn't go and have a wank, like, because the window was facing out onto town. But it was dead nice. It was nice. I suppose that was what the initial question was before it turned into wanking. So I have worked that it was there. It was good. It was good. You could go and sit and read a book, or just go and sit and have a peace and quiet for half an hour.
A bit of chill out. You see that more often in workplaces. Would you tell folks, see if you worked in a place, right, kind of like if you're away for a Costa or whatever, you said it's going to get a coffee and you fuck off your desk for 10 minutes, whatever. If wank breaks were a thing, would you be going at 11:30, I'm going to take my wank break now, and just kind of announce it? That's where I'm off to. Think it would become sort of acceptable, or would you just imply it, or would you not mention it at all?
I think it's a bit of a taboo still, so I think until somebody starts saying it's normalises it or makes it acceptable, you would just sneak away, would you know?
Aye, but I suppose like if you've got a designated wank break, it is normalised, isn't it? That's like the whole. Can you imagine being the employer that?
Sorry,
I've sat in the toilet.
Say, I know, everybody has, but have you ever sat in the toilet at your work thinking, like, when there's 2, 3, 4 cubicles all rolled up, thinking, "One of them having a wank"?
Aye,
you ever sat there thinking that? The way they hear the toilet the paper rustling, or the way you think that's not. They're not having a normal
noise. Aye. Aye, there was always there's always somebody. I don't know at my current work, I'm happy to say, but there's generally always somebody that's got a rumour about them having been caught having a wank in the toilets. But they're always like, how did they get caught? Like, who's? Because assuming they've not just done it in the urinal and they've gone into the cubicle to do it.
Maybe the way the light was shining and you could see a shadow on the floor.
Because you've got a lot of the bunch of like floor to ceiling doors.
Mm.
You just think, how would you get?
Yeah.
How would you know? Apart from frantic. Well, maybe big
I look
moans
at
and
them
groans,
have the one where the board doesn't come right to the floor.
Aye, you would. That would be obvious.
You could see there.
And you get some folk who have noisy shites, you know, like the groanman there.
Yeah.
And,
I think it would put you off. I think it would put you off. Something sound like noisy shite beside you, having a wank.
And, aye. Because I would want to laugh.
It would definitely start taking you 20 minutes in. Maybe that's why it's 20 minutes.
It's like if I'm sure it's happened. It's happened to me, folk, I would imagine. Right, when you've been shagging and something funny's happened, and you start laughing, it kind of kills the mood for a wee a minute. But fuck it, I got cramp one time. Cramp in my leg. It was fucking hell, brutal. And but then it's funny, but aye, funny noises and all sorts. Kind of you. So definitely, because I would find it funny if somebody was having a tricky shit and I was trying to knock one out. It would definitely put me off for a stroke. Imagine being the boss that came into the team though and says, "By the way, I can't none of you have explicitly asked me for this, but good news is from now on, 20-minute wank breaks. Oh, you're doing not literally."
Hey, you calm yourself down. Get yourself away for a wank.
I've noticed you've been a bit lazy today. I would have a wank. Fucking hell. Aye, so what we said, yes, we think it would cure the productivity problem. Are we advocating it then?
I've no idea. Does it not make you sleepy? Like,
well, what to do is have a really strong cup of coffee, do it quickly, get your heat down for 10 minutes. The last 10 minutes of your wank break, and then you're all right. So 9 minutes making your coffee, quick wank, and 10 minutes sleep. Willie says, are dogs smarter than humans because you never see a dog stand in human shit?
Or picking up their own shit. And as well, I think we've spoken about that before. So they're the ones that look at you going, pick that up.
Aye, sort out. After they've made eye contact with you when you're when they're doing it. Dogs do step in other dogs' shit though sometimes. So I would say they're probably as smart. They're not smarter than humans. They're just as smart.
And they also go right over and fucking smell it. You know, when some lazy bastards no pick theirs up. So as when the puppies are thinking, you got to eat that. Ken, like they're not that clever when it comes to that, really. There
was a Viz letter. Can I share them on Facebook? Like the top tips and the letters. And one of the letters was about dogs are meant to have this amazing sense of smell. So if that's the case, why the fuck did they go right up to the shite to smell when I can smell it for fucking 10 yards away?
That's a fair point.
It is. You and Macleese also said special brew in your cornflakes, aye or hell yes.
Oh, the special brew. I wouldn't even.
Have you ever had cereal with alcohol?
No.
No.
Not like poured in instead of milk.
Aye, poured in instead of milk. No. I think that would be nice. I don't think it does either of the things any favours.
No.
Cereal's better with milk and alcohol's better without cereal in it.
Why is it saying special brew, do you think? What's the thinking behind that?
I don't know, probably just to increase the level of jakiness in it.
Have you ever had special brew?
Aye. Not for many years, but we would have tried it when we were wee.
Oh, I remember.
No problem.
I remember you coming round to mine when I was at my ma's still, so it was that long ago. And we were going to watch fucking Copa America or something, right? It was like summertime and it was fucking a game on late at night, and you brought Tennant Super. And it was like fucking syrup. It was like, what the fuck is this? It was like, oh, but we must have got it because we would have been 18 or 19.
How the fuck would I have got that?
It's fucking 12% or whatever. You always won't buy that then. But that's like a delicacy in Italy or something.
Aye, some places have it as like a fancy beer. Here you'd have it on the curb in a broom bag.
Aye, may not lie.
Fuck knows why I would have got that.
Yeah, it was maybe lying about. Maybe your old man had it in the house and you just stole it or something. It's rich. Looks like something your old man would drink.
Aye, so my old man's it's like IPAs and stuff like that. But they would have had the folk round, Ken, folk bring booze with them, so quite possibly somebody's leftovers.
Yeah. But that was at Terry Super. I still remember it, like all the years on. Like, because it was the one and only time I've drank it.
Aye. Fucking hell. The next question, you and Macleese again. What would you sell your soul to the devil for? Tin of special.
Sorry?
Tin of special.
Oh, tin of special. So, right, now I'm not really a believer in devils and all that kind of stuff, but would I sell it? So let's assume that it is true that there's a devil, right? Is it worth selling your soul to have, I don't know, what would it be? Money or happiness or something, right?
10 minutes peace and quiet. That's a stick on. Just an afternoon to myself.
So would you do 10, 15 minutes peace and quiet for like well, it's not a lifetime of misery after it, but you know what I mean, like an eternity of misery just for 10 minutes peace and quiet. Yeah.
Aye.
I can imagine your life's fucking hectic. So I'd imagine I was on holiday this week for work, and the kids and that were back at school, so I've had afternoons to myself watching Formula 1 Drive to Survive and reading a book and just pissing about, just going to get my hair cut and that, wait at the barbers and got my hair done and that, just like even like they took it off, like, but just like nice peace and quiet. So I didn't need to. I get 10 minutes now and again, like. But is it worth it? Is it worth it for an eternity of misery or whatever it would be to have like so look at it now, right? You're 44 soon, aren't you, right?
Aye.
And you've got what? Let's say 40, 50 years left max, right? So you get £1 billion for 40 years, 50 years. But on the end of that, your lifetime, never get peace and quiet, avoiding fire and all that shit.
Aye.
Is it really worth it?
I'm not bad at making the most of a bad situation, Ken. When things are shite, see the funny side of it.
Start work your way up and be like the devil's right hand man and that.
Aye. How many folk jinx made that deal internally on the 21st of May?
Yeah.
I mean, there's loads of folk are now fucking wondering whether they're going to have to hold up their end of the bargain for it.
I know. I didn't go that way, but funny, right? Because I don't believe in God either. And but I have on occasions said, like, in various different things, serious than this, but I'll believe in God if fucking that doesn't happen.
Aye.
You know what I mean? To myself, almost like internally, I've done that. I'll start believing in God if you fucking don't let that happen or don't let that happen, whatever it may be.
Aye.
I've definitely done that once or twice. But I never think of the devil. It's just not a thing I really consider.
Has it ever worked in your favour? Like, have you ever gone, oh, now I've got to uphold my end of the bargain?
Aye, but I've never upheld my end of the bargain.
Aye. I bet God must get fucking pissed off by that if there's a thing is.
And that's the thing. That's what makes me think, you know what, mate, I've taken the piss at you 2 or 3 times now, and you're just...
You fell for it every time.
You're not that clever, eh?
Right, on that note, that's us out of time for the episode called. That flew by. For us anyway, probably fucking dragged like fuck for everybody else. Apologies. Right, we'll be back with another episode sometime soon. If it's not the night, then it will be quick bang on Saturday after the Ross County game. Until then, catch you later.
Well, they trailed me down when I broke free. I drank all the whiskey in Tennessee. I don't drink